Welcome to another PG-rated review. I'm, of course, your host, Patrick Gleason from Out of the Basement. Today's movie is The Avengers Infinity War. Now, I know it's been out for a while, and I actually had recorded another video of Avengers Infinity War, and then I was realizing that the more I thought about it, the more good things I wanted to say about it, but also some more things that were not so good that I thought with it. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, I got to think more of, the whole movie and everything. So to start off with, it's a great movie. Like, this is one of the best Marvel movies out there. They nail it with there's a huge cast because there's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Avengers, Spider-Man. They're all there, and Thor. Well, Thor's part of the Avengers, so it's a huge cast. Oh, Black Panther, of course. And so, like I said, it's a huge cast, but they still managed to do it well. It's almost 2.5 hour movie, but it flows well. There is character development, character interaction. You see how characters have grown. There's the whole character arcs and everything with pretty much most of them, which is nice to see and not easy to do. Like I said, when you have such a large cast in a movie, doing the comic books of a graphic novel, it's easy because you have a huge graphic novel or 12 issues throughout the year or more, so you can take more time. In a movie, you've got to keep the action going as well as the storyline and the plot, while also still trying to do the character interaction and development. So for this, Avengers Infinity War is great. Thanos, I think, is awesome, the way they portray him. Because, some people are like, well, in Infinity War, he was like, Infinity Gauntlet, the graphic novel. Well, the miniseries that became a graphic novel. Yes, he's good, but he's gone through reiterations and stuff like that, and plus he is a ripoff of Darkseid from DC, so there's that. So Thanos again is superb. Like as a villain, he's up there. I still think Vulture and Killmonger were better villains because they only had one movie to be developed, whereas Thanos has been slowly building up since actually the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. They've been hinting at him and developing him as time goes along. So for that, yeah, he's more developed, but is still really good. Like, he's an evil man, but there's reasons for it again. So there's somewhat not very much sympathy, but a bit of sympathy. It's weird because you first think you're like, I never liked the guy who tried to destroy worlds, was all this sort of thing, wants to kill half the universe. Oops, sorry, little spoiler if you haven't seen it. He wants to kill off half the population of the entire galaxy, well, universe. So they still managed to give him a little empathy per se. It's a little warped and misguided, but it's still there. So I'm gonna again get into the new thing of the good, the man, the not so good. Overall, though, I want to say go see this movie. Now, the thing is, though, you should have seen at least Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, and Civil War. Spider-Man Homecoming would help, but at least if you've seen Civil War, you do get the idea of Spider-Man. And Doctor Strange a bit, but he's a Thor Ragnarok as well, sorry. Because if you haven't seen most of those movies, you're going to be very confused as to who they are, what's going on, what's their interaction with each other. Because Guardians of the Galaxy, they've never interacted with anyone from the rest of the MCU, Avengers and that. Whereas Thor has interacted with Hulk and, Spider-Man, Avengers, and all that sort of stuff. There has been interaction. So Guardians of the Galaxy are the one that's separate, but still, you'll have to have seen Black Panther to understand the Wakanda part, what's going on in Wakanda, and with other people there. And at Civil War, you'll need to understand of the whole thing with Iron Man and Captain America and that. So, if you haven't seen those movies, it's still probably enjoyable, but you won't get the connection. You won't understand a lot. You'll be left with a lot of questions, unfortunately. So although I really recommend this one as one of the best Marvel ones out there, it's a great ensemble movie, you do need to have some sort of background with the Marvel movies. So overall, though, I said great movie. I'm going to give this one fuck it. I was going to first go with a 10, because I was like, oh, there's some stuff, but the more I think about it, I'm like, no, it's an 11 out of 12 pack of really good beer, you and your buddies, great times sitting out in the summertime on the deck, having a lot of good fun, or sit around gaming and talking comics if that's your thing. Like my thing is, buddies and beer. So for me, it's 11 out of a 12. Really good pack of beer. I could do it at 24, but it just gets a little weird. So, anyways, 11 out of 12. Really great movie. It's almost perfect for a superhero movie. So like I said, now I'm going into the spoiler section for the good, and the not so good. The good, there's just too much there to really go into in a short video. I could talk hours of how good it was, of the interaction between the characters and the interplay and their character arcs is great. Like, what's interesting is, okay, there's Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy in talking to Iron Man. And Star-Lord is the cocky, gung-ho, hey, I'm a great guy, look at me, I'm, a Han Solo sort of Lando Calrissian sort of idea. And, he's gung-ho and smart. Iron Man used to be like that when he first started. Like Iron Man, the first Iron Man, Tony Stark was that sort of idea. But through the things of Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers, Ultron, Civil War, he's no longer so hot-headed, so over-the-top, cocksure of himself. He still comes across as arrogant, but it's more matured arrogance as opposed to the young cocksure, cocky attitude. So that seeing those two interact was interesting because again you see how Tony Stark has developed since the first Iron Man movie. Then you have the also point of view from Doctor Strange versus Iron Man. Iron Man, again, he wants to save the day and stuff, but Doctor Strange he's seeing the overall universal picture, not just Earth. He knows Thanos wants to kill half the population of the universe, not just half the population of the planet, which is still really bad, but he's talking like you're talking quadrillions of people or sentient beings that's going to be gone like that. So he's willing to sacrifice a lot more than Tony Stark is. Tony Stark doesn't want to do the sacrifices, really. He's still not like Captain America. He wants to come up with an idea, way around it to avoid people being sacrificed, which is still altruistic and good. But Doctor Strange is going, well, no, you don't understand. If we lose lots of all of us to save it, I'll let all of us die. I will sacrifice you in a heartbeat if it means saving half of the universe. So that again, that's interplay. Like Doctor Strange is not the tongue-in-cheek sort of guy that Iron Man is. So the different dynamic, and when there's Star-Lord and Doctor Strange and Iron Man all together, it's really fun to watch. The other one that was really good for interplay was Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, because like spoilers. Thor is pretty much a sole survivor of Asgard now because Thanos came after the Infinity Stone that Loki had in in the cube. So they find him floating in space, and it's just funny to watch the interplay of finding Thor's like, wow, he is a beautiful man. He's part angel, part man, and Star-Lord's like, wait, I'm doing the puffed up chest sort of thing and talking in a deeper voice to look at me, I'm tough, and it's just funny. But again, it's just the well interplay, and Rocket has grown as well since Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So he's had a character arc. So like I said, there's just so many good things. Like that's the best parts of it is that sort of interplay with the characters, and the end scene with Spider-Man realizing he's disappearing, and his speech, which I found out was actually sort of partially improv to Tony Stark. That was a great scene. That was very touching. But it also is a not so good scene, which I'll get to in a bit. So overall, like I said, the action's good. Most of the CGI, again, it's CGI fighting, which I don't like. I'm still not a big fan of. But when it's a huge war, and what this is, it works. And these guys have been playing the characters for 10 years or more. They know what they're doing. They've got it down well. Tom Holland against Spider-Man is just perfect. So, like I said, I don't want to go more into there's just so many good things about it. But those are the best ones that came out for me was the interaction, the interplay, and the action. And Thanos' development with Gamora was awesome. That's another one that was just really well done. Like, you knew there was the interaction with Gamora and Thanos that, Thanos raised her. But you never saw the full that he actually cared in his own warped sort of way for Gamora, and that showed here, and that when he has to sacrifice something to get the soul gem. Now the man, like, again, there's a fair amount of, like, some of the CGI fighting in that is you can tell it's CGI. Like, the big fight scenes are sometimes hard to follow because of that. And that's where it was like, how really? Like, I know what it's hard to get superheroes in real life to film. So, but the fight scenes to me are just too fast sometimes in 3D to really understand what's going on. Now, I didn't mind it for the war in Wakanda. That was fine because that's like thousands of people fighting another thousands in a war. You don't know what's really going on. You're never really sure where you are in relation to other people. So that worked. It was more of the one-on-one fighting and stuff like that it didn't quite work for that. But that's always been my issue with most of the superhero movies. Anyways, back to the man. That's it for the man mostly, because overall, like I said, it was really well done. I do have some for me that was not so good. Number one, Iron Man's suit. Now, I know he's been working on different suits and all that, but now he has the nanotechnology suit, which changes whenever he needs to, does whatever, pulls out extra weapons, changes to bigger engines, and it's just like, no, that to me is just, okay, stop with that sort of thing. It's basically the MacGuffin of suits now, and it was too much, and I didn't like his weapon, his suit just changing to, like I said, oh, now I have an extra rocket, now I have extra guns, now I have this, didn't like that. Spider-Man's suit overall I did like, because again, remember, he was sort of given it at the end to Spider-Man, although he didn't accept it, he actually has it now, and it's a pretty cool suit, but it's nanotechnology, so there's times when he pulls out the 6 extra legs that are making it like a spider, so he had, like, there's little spider legs that come out to climb and hold on to things, and that. Again, I didn't like that part, because I know in the comics that's partially some of the stuff that's there with Spider-Man, but I didn't like it. That I found was a little too much, again, to have in the movie. So that to me was, yeah. The bigger one, though, for me, again, I don't have very much that's not so good at the movie, but the big one for me is most of the deaths aren't going to mean anything. Spider-Man, Black Panther, Star-Lords, Drax, basically most of the Guardians of the Galaxy except for Rocket, and I will put Gamora in this one because she was killed earlier by Thanos, so not in his let's wipe out half the universe. So, Black Widow, all these people that go away in Spider-Man that you're like, but they have movies coming up. Black Panther's got another planned movie. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have another movie, and there's talk of another Doctor Strange movie. So they're coming back because there's talks of movies and that. Again, it's similar in comic books where the deaths don't mean very much because you're just like, give them a few issues or at the most a year, and they'll be back. Like Wolverine in the Marvel comics died because he didn't have his healing power, buried encased in adamantium and suffocated. But no, that is empty. So he's out there somewhere. So again, deaths mean nothing in the Marvel universe, and they might keep some of them dead permanently later on. But most of them, you're like, nah, we know they're coming back. So, and again, as emotionally and well done as the Spider-Man death scene with Tony Stark, you're realizing it doesn't matter because he's going to come back to life. They're going to fix it. So that's where it was like, pick guys like Captain America, Thor, ones that you're like, okay, Tony Stark, because they're done with the movies pretty much after Avengers 4 or Avengers 3 even. So you could have had them die in this one, and we would have believed they're actually dead. Like if Captain America died in this, we wouldn't expect him in Avengers 4. So it'd be a surprise when they bring him back to life. It'd be like, yay, Cap's back. That actually would be a surprise, as opposed to, oh look, Spider-Man's back. Yeah, we were just waiting for it to happen. So that's where that for me was the biggest part of Avengers. But again, overall though, it's really well done. So I recommend it highly. Go see it. I'm hoping to go see Deadpool soon and do a review. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Add the comments and please like, subscribe, and that sort of stuff. Thank you.